Hello, book lovers. It's Erica Sosner, the author of Your Life Plan. Happy to see you all again and to share with you another book from my explorations around life, career, work, how to make these more fulfilling. And this month's book is by Alain de Botton. Alain de Botton is a philosopher, he's an author, obviously, a thinker, and has written lots of really interesting books about how and why do we do what we do in a very playful and exploratory way. He's also one of the founders of the School of Life in London, and provides sort of philosophical insight on the pleasures and sorrows, in this case, of work. So this is The Pleasures and Sorrows of Work by Alain de Botton. So let me tell you a little bit about this. I think this book is really delightful, incisive, intelligent, really, really funny. And what Alan does is he goes to visit a variety of different working environments to see what he can see, to explore how we create meaning, how we define success in our working lives. And he has this great quote, actually, I'm going to read it off for you. From Maslow, who was a psychotherapist who looked at needs and identity. And one of the things that Maslow said was that it isn't actually normal to know what you want. To know what you want is a rare and difficult psychological achievement. And fundamentally, the chapters of the book are about visiting the meaning that drives work. And he says that meaning is defined by either reducing sorrow or increasing joy in somebody else's life. To serve people in those two ways are the ways that we create meaning. And he spends time in a biscuit factory exploring how many people it now takes to brand and design and produce a new biscuit. Something that, we might do in our kitchens by ourselves for fun of a Saturday afternoon with our children, that in fact has been turned into a very sophisticated machine, and wondering where the sense of purpose and value comes from in developing a new biscuit. And then he also goes off to a very big financial services organization and spends some time exploring meaning, if you're an accountant, and just looks at things in this really sort of quirky, amusing way. There's a bit where he's in one of their offices, and for whatever reason, it takes him to think to do this, but he bends down and sits on the floor and watches what's going on from the floor. And he says what's really interesting is that underneath all of the desks with people wearing their very officious city suits and all of that, most of them have taken their shoes off and they're slightly cuddling the floor with their feet. I'm kind of making that gesture now. And that sort of soft animal nature is only sort of merely veneered over by having an officious looking suit and a sort of smart environment. You kind of can't escape our humanness, our kind of craving for comfort and connection, even in such an effective and successful firm and brand. So it's a fascinating look at all these different components of what makes for fulfilling work, and sometimes just challenges us with a sense of the absurd around the pressures we put on ourselves around work and meaning, and the sort of stress we can put ourselves under in order to perform on things that arguably are not going to be deal breakers or life changers, so yeah, great fun book, just a kind of a nice way to reflect upon our experience of work, our aspirations for work, and to take kind of delightful fresh perspective on it. So book of the month again, Alain de Botton's The Pleasures and Sorrows of Work. Enjoy it.